This is an Action News Brief with Brent Cox.
Hello. Once again, I'm Brent Cox. In the world today, where everything seems to be falling prices, falling economies, falling employment, we at Action News are pleased to be able to report on something that is rising. Condom manufacturers, nice segue, Mark, in Europe, have recently reported that one size does not, in fact, fit all. Certain nationalities do, in fact, require larger or smaller sizes on average. According to the manufacturers, across the expanses of Europe, the biggest dicks, oh gee, what a surprise, are the French. Those with the smallest on average are the Greeks. Gee, I'd always kind of hoped the proportions on those statues were really just a cruel joke. In an effort by Action News to test the validity of these findings, we, via satellite, we have Frenchman Jacques Mierde. He is here to comment on the recent results. Jacques?
Hello, I am typical Frenchman Jacques Mierde, here to comment on, of course, the incredibly obvious assertion that we French do have the biggest dicks in the world.
So Jacques, can you tell us anything about any other nationalities? How do other Europeans measure up? Like, say, your close neighbors, the Belgians.
The Belgians, yes, of course, the Belgians, the sprouts, as they say, the French junior. We like to compare them to your Miller Lite, you know, less filling.
That's just great. Are there any other nationalities that do compare to the French average?
Then, of course, there is the Italians, well known for their spaghetti. Much like their spaghetti, they stand along and are proud, but the second you put them in something hot, they go limp in about a minute.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, how about those of Germanic descent? I mean, they're famed for their burly manliness.
Oh, the Germans. I've been waiting to do this for a while. Yes, the Germans, they talk of hide this sausage, but as we all know over here in Francais, it's really more of a Wiener Schnitzel.
I've never heard the women complain.
The German women, of course. I have been to their Oktoberfest, and let me tell you, it's the only time you ever see them with jugs.
Okay, Jacques, that's gonna do it for this.
The Japanese, yes. Well, this one has been going on for a while, let me say. In Japan, it's all rice, and the women, they can't tell the difference.
Alright, Jacques.
The Dutch. Spent all their time sticking holes in dikes. Well, let me tell you this, after we stick something in their dikes, they ain't dikes anymore.
Fine, Jacques. As long as we're gonna stay on the topic, how about your mortal enemies, the English?
You did have to ask that, of course, like I need a provocation to speak of the English. The English, they marry their own horses, because they're the only ones that can actually measure up.
I know I'm gonna regret this. Americans?
Americans. You Americans? Your great American lovers are like the weapons of mass destruction. They don't exist. Why do you think so many of your wives and daughters come over here for a taste of the French culture? We give them plenty of the French culture.
French culture, huh? That's what you're calling it?
The French culture, of course, the French culture. You notice our architecture, our food. You'll notice a certain consistency in imagery and innuendo.
This entire interview has been an innuendo.
Innuendo.
Is your middle name Todd?
How did you know?
Okay, you want to play it that way. The Canadians, especially the East Canadians, they are directly French descended. They measure up, don't they?
The Canadians, oui. The French Canadians. You've heard of a penal colony, right? Well, those of us in Francais who do not contribute to the national average, well, they're sent far away to Canada, or at least there, they're not in quite so much a losing position. Over here, their Colt 45s have to compare with our bazookas, but over there, they don't have to worry about facing derringers.
Jacques, I've noticed you've been puffing on that thing the entire time, and not one bit of smoke has come out of that. That's not even a cigarette, that's a pen.
I know. I don't actually smoke. But all we Frenchmen need to have one of these just to keep balance while we walk.
To finally wrap up this practice in masochism, one last question, and please keep it short. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. What do you have to say about the Greeks?
The Greeks. I only have one thing to say about them. I'm very, very sorry.
Thank you for absolutely nothing, Jock. In conclusion to this torturous report, the Greek response to these results is that finding condoms has been and will be a pain in the ass. I did not write that. Who did that?
Damn you, man!
This has been an Action News Brief with